Fun fact number 38. Okay, so this one, I'm not really sure. These last few that I have listed, they're not, I think I probably just touched on them, but this one I wanted to say fun fact number 38 is empath. Yeah, I've been called a lot of things in my life. When I was really little, people were drawn to me, and I was very entertaining, singing, dancing when I could stand, telling jokes, being 1 year old and having the loudest fart at the dinner table and everybody laughing. And people were drawn to me. Even the doctor that brought me into the world said my eyes were abnormally big for the baby body. So, yeah, so people are drawn to me. What I found as going through a lot of my life, that sometimes I liked the attention and sometimes I didn't. I was called like a fairy or a little wood nymph when I was a kid. An angel as I got older, goddess. Because how I see, how I feel, how I know things, how I read people. I had a lot of people ask me, like in my 20s and 30s, are you psychic? Did never like that word. I thought it was a lot of people who claim to know those things were just con men and fakes and tricksters, and I didn't like that label. And then when I could talk to somebody who had passed for them and give them a message, or channel or see other spirits, or help people with their haunting in their house or things like that, and it's like you're a medium or whatever. And I'm like, no. Some people called me crazy. Yeah, I got judged a lot of different ways. A witch, ooh, that's another one. Kind of like the witch thing because of the pagan stuff, and I like the moon and herbs and fun things like that, and dancing in the moonlight and having bonfires. I don't know. That one's kind of fun. I don't think I've really ever been called a healer, but I have healed some, but not physically, more spiritually. I've had a lot of people call me a lot of things, and the way I always described, I would try to counteract these labels with, I'm a road sign. One way only. Wrong way, do not enter. Stop. Road out ahead. Things like that. Curvy road ahead. I was a road sign. That's what I felt like. I was a sponge because I took in a lot of other people's emotions. Felt responsible, for the world not being better. So many things. I was a mirror. I would reflect every true part of yourself back to you. The beauty and the ugliness and everything that I see. Past lives. I was your mirror. I was a guide. I was very empathetic, understanding, loving, giving, forgiving, nurturing. Another one was mom. And one time I got mom to us. I thought it said mountainous, but hey, it said mom to us. And that kind of fit, but it's not a label that's out there for everybody. So I always tried to figure it out. And I had a friend a few years ago say, I get it. I know what you are. And I said, whoa, what am I? Because I still don't know. And he said, you're an empath. And I kind of like that because it meant people would say I was overly sensitive, and could pick up on things. But I liked empath because that was solid kind of in a way that I felt a lot. And what I felt became knowledge and became how I read people and how I saw things more than what other people felt or saw. And I understood things. But then some things I knew I didn't even understand. I'm like, well, this is for you because I don't even know what this message is. Do you know what this means? And somebody would go, yeah, I know what that means. I'm like, oh, good, because I don't understand it. So then I was like a television antenna or something. So sender, receiver, mostly receiver. That was another one. But I liked empath for a while. And then I saw something that somebody said that they're empaths because of how they were raised, and they have childhood trauma, and they've had to learn how to navigate the world and put their sensors out there a little bit more in order to survive their childhood and stuff. And it's because of childhood trauma that they become empath and they feel more. And a lot of empaths don't like that. Well, one, I don't like being labeled at all, but whether or not I had childhood trauma, which I had some, yeah. Who didn't, really? Then why isn't everybody an empath, right? Okay. I was born this way. Sometimes it's hard for me because I have to hide myself. I feel like I have this light and the moths come to the flames. Sometimes I have to recover from giving so much or being around so many people because I get so much input. I've learned how to protect myself a lot, but basically I run away and hide, and I'm trying not to do that anymore. I'm trying to stand up and say no, or just say what is, and people can take it or leave it. I'm too tired. I think I've gotten really tired over the years of trying to not hurt anybody. And I've ended up hurting myself. So, yeah, it's hard. And at one point in my life, somebody said I could have been on Broadway and I could have sung and danced and stuff like that. But I saw people who were much better than me, and I didn't want to work that hard at that. And I didn't want that attention. I wanted to do those things because I loved doing them, but I didn't want everybody to know me and know my name, and I wanted some privacy in my life. I guess I'm giving that away now, huh? But this is not how I really look every day, so good luck. But yeah, I think about a lot of people who did put it all out there, were brilliant and beautiful people. Think about Whitney Houston and John Belushi and the people who left us too soon. And I think it's because everybody knew them, but nobody knew them. And they got all this input, and they just wanted to be themselves and be free. And oh, I love that. I love that they wanted to be themselves and be free, but the world put them on this pedestal, and it was really hard. Because you get a lot of positive feedback and you get a lot of negative feedback. And I just knew that that wasn't going to be for me. But you can leave me negative feedback here. So the empath thing kind of fit. But now I'm kind of like, I think I'd just rather be what my name is. Kind of like Teresa's jail and Teresa's world and Teresa's religion. I'd just rather be Teresa and have people accept me for everything I am, everything I'm not, the light, the dark, and everything. But a lot of people are drawn to the light, and they think that they're in love with me, and they don't really know me. And so it makes it really difficult. Then I don't think I'm very pretty or that much of anything, really, for people to be attracted to. But then other people tell me, but you are, and blah, 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 blah. And so I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Get to know me. Get to know my soul. If you see my soul and you say you're it for me, then I'm more likely to move. Otherwise, not so much. But this was supposed to be empath, and that's empath feeling too much, protecting herself, and learning how to say no. Ciao, bellas. One more down. Let's go, let's go, let's go.